Good morning. Welcome to the online classes on design principle for the connected devices. In this chapter, we'll be mainly speaking about the terms that is used when two devices or two objects are connected and how the two devices are going to connect with each other, what are the protocols that is going to be used, and we will also speak about different layers, and we will just have the overview of the OSI model also. So, and we'll be studying about the maximum transmission unit, or we'll be speaking about master slave. So we'll be speaking about different terms here. So, and also we'll be trying to understand the need of for the principle also. So let us see that one by one. So first one is introduction. When the data is transferred from the sensor, the functional units creates a stack for data communication to an application or a service. Now, when your data is transferred from the sensor, where it will be going? It will be going for any application or it will be going for any service, correct? So what is going to do here? Your functional units will create the stacks for the data communication. Now, first and foremost term that we are going to study is data. So what do you mean by data? Data is meant for the communication to an application. So whatever it may be, which is used for the communication to an application or the service or the process also. Now, the data which is received from the sensor, it can be used for the monitoring purpose or controlling purpose or the for the actions of the actuators also. Now let us understand what you mean by data stack. Data received after the action at the various in between layers is called as data stack, or you can also call it as data received after the action at various in between levels or domains. Now you may be thinking what they are mentioning about layers and the levels, or what you mean by domains, correct? We will see to that clearly in the coming topics or in the coming slides. But if I have to mention the levels or the layers, they are speaking about this one. Okay, so here when the communication takes place between two devices through the internet, we are going to have the different layers: physical layer, data link layer, network, transport, session layer, presentation layer, and the application layer. So the data that flows in between these two layers or in these two levels or in these two domains is called as data stack. Now, let us understand some of the actions that can be taken on the data. So, while coming to the action at the data, we have adaptation, or the other layers can be related to the data privacy. So, data security is there, data consolidation, aggregation, compaction, and the fusion. So what are the actions we can do? One is we can provide the data privacy, data security, data consolidation, aggregation, compaction, and fusion. Fusion means you are going to join the different data that you are going to get from the sensor, right? For example, when you want to monitor any one device, Okay, if you are going to have the very simple device, then one sensor is okay. But let us say that you want to monitor one system. That time you may have the thousands of sensor. You may have hundreds of sensor, right? So what you are going to do? You are going to fuse the data which has been collected. Compaction, it is mainly will be reducing the space storage that is required, or the data. It is going to limit the data elements by removing the redundancy in the data. If there is any redundancy is there, or if there is any irregular data is there, those information will be removed. Okay, so data consolidation, you are going to consolidate the data. Security, you are going to provide the security. The privacy will come in the same aspect. Aggregation, you are going to take the summary also. Okay, so that is actions at the data. Next is an action at the gateway action. Now, while coming to the gateway, it will be mainly having one protocol at the receptionist side and another one for the transmission. So here the different layers will be having different protocols depending on their use. Okay, so they will be having different protocols depending on their use. So when it comes from one layer, you will be applying one protocol. So when it goes from this particular layer or any layer, you will be applying the different protocols there. Okay, so that is gateway. Now actions at a layer. So while coming to the actions at a layer, when you are going to, let us say that you are going to send the query, okay, for the server. The query, the complete thing will not go in a single instance. Okay. For example, if I want to send the 100 MB of data, 100 MB of data will not go in one particular instance. Correct? And also, you have to mention what is your destination, what is your address, what is your source address. These are the things you have to mention. Plus, you have to mention the security also, right? How they are secured, which are the algorithm that is used for the security purpose, which are the protocols have been used at different layers. Correct? So you have to mention them. So that is about the action at the layer. So you will be having the header where you will be having the additional information, Now, this is a OSI model, that is open source interconnection model, or we can also call it as OSI model, or we can also call it as 7-layer model. Now, when you come across the internet, there are mainly two models that has been used prominently for the connection between two devices or between any client and server, that is OSI model, and the TCP IP model, where TCP IP model is a 5-layer model. Okay, so these are the two prominent models that has been used. Now while coming to the IoT, we will be having the OSI model here. So let us see about that also. Now the how the OSI model is working, I will post the one video in the description. Please look into that also. Before going through the your topics, please go through that. So that will be very helpful for you understanding the OSI model very carefully. Okay. So let us speak about layers. So while coming to here, if you notice very carefully, here I will be having around 7 layers. So what is layer? A layer is a stage, or it is a set of action. Okay, so a stage during a set of action at which the action is taken as per the specific protocol or the method, and then the result passes to the next layer until the set of action is complete. Okay, so what is layer? Layer is a set. Stage, layer is a stage here. This is one stage, this is one stage. So we have different stages. So layer is a stage where you can take the different set of action, okay, depending on or as per the specific layer. Correct. So what you are going to do, you are going to take certain actions or you are going to apply certain protocols depending on which layer you are present. For example, if I am there in the network layer, I am going to apply the IP, IPX or the ICMP protocols. What is the action I am going to have? I am going to add the IP address. Okay. Now what about data link layer? If I am there, then what are the protocols I am going to apply? I am going to apply PPP or the slip protocol will be applied. And what is the action here? I am going to add the MAC address here. Okay. So that is the set of action that is specific to the particular layer or the set of protocols that is applicable to the particular stage. Now, first and foremost is the physical layer. So, what do you mean by physical layer? While coming to the physical layer, the physical layer will be used to transmit the data in the data bits format. The physical layer is used to transmit the data in the bits format. Here in the physical layer, you will be mainly using the physical materials like cables, hubs. These things will be used to pass the data. So here you are going to have the physical connection. So here the data transfer is going to take place using the physical systems, whether it may be wireless or maybe wired transmission. And while coming to the OSI model, this is one of the lowest layer that is available to you. Next is application layer. While coming to the application layer, this will transmit or receive the data bits of an application. Okay, it is going to receive them in the application. Now, data bits will route across the network and transfer is going to take place. So here, when the data is going to come into here, that is application layer. Let us say that I am the sender. Then let us say that I am going to send the data to the receiver. Okay, so that time what is going to happen? The application layer will first send the data to the presentation, then that will send it to session, transport, network, data link and physical. Now the physical layer, by using the cables or the hubs or any infrastructure, it is going to pass the data to the next node here. Okay, it is going to pass them to next node. So while coming to the receiver side, the data is received by the physical layer, then it is going to the data link, then network, transport, session, presentation and the application. Okay, so that is about the application layer. Now, so if I have to say the which is the highest level, then the application is the highest level. Now in the previous slide we have spoken about domain also, right? We have spoken about level, layer and domain. So let us see what you mean by domain. Domain refers to the set of software or the layers or the levels having the specific application. Okay, so what do you mean by domain? Domain refers to the set of softwares, layers or the levels having the specific application and the capabilities. Okay, so a domain is generally has the limited interaction with the other domains. For example, let us consider data. When you are speaking about data like integer data or like those things, if you consider that one, int domain is not going to interact much with the floating domain, right? So in the same manner also here, the software layer or the levels here, the one domain is not going to have the much interaction with the another domain or another layer. Okay, so that is about the domain here. Now next is coming to the gateway. Now what do you mean by gateway? Gateway is a software for connecting two application layer. Okay, so you want to connect the application layer of the sender and application layer of the receiver. Okay, so that is a software for connecting two applications layer, where one is from the sender side and another one is from the receiver side. Now gateway, it can be of different types, that will completely depend on your need there. So first and foremost we have the communication gateway. A communication gateway is a device and gateway domain has the capabilities as protocol conversion during the communication between the two ends when each end uses the distinct protocol. So communication gateway is used when? The communication gateway is used when you are going to have the distinct protocol, when you are going to have different protocols. That time it is used for the protocol conversion purpose. Next one is internet gateway. While coming to the internet gateway, it has the capability to convert the protocol, that is for the conversion protocol also it can be used, but along with the protocol conversion it has the capability to transcode the data, device management, also it can do the data enrichment. Okay, so before the communication on the internet. So while coming to the communication gateway, when it is used, when you are going to have the two different protocols at the different layers, that time you are going to use this one for the um, conversion of the protocol. And next one is internet gateway. Internet gateway has the same capability as the communication gateway, that is it is going to help in the conversion of the protocol, but along with that it can also help in transcoding the data, device management and the data enrichment. Now while coming to here, you are going to use the IP, that is internet protocols. So either you can use IPv4 or IPv6. So IPv4 is version 4 and IPv6 is the version 6. Now while coming to in the previous topic, that is here action at a layer, we have spoken about the header, right? So in every layer the header part will be incremented one by one. For example, when you are having this one here, data is sent from here to here, right? Now the along with the data, when the data comes from here to here, the encoding or the decoding things, protocols which has been used, that will be added. Now coming to here, extra materials will be added, that is how to manage the session, those things will be added. Now coming to the TCP here, either the TCP or the UDP protocol, that will be added. Next you are going to add the MAC address, sorry, IP address, then you are going to have the MAC address. So next you are going to transfer the data using the different bandwidth or using the different technique. So in every layer, one part is added. Okay, in every layer, the some protocols or some information regarding to that particular layer is added, and then it will be sent to the source. Sorry, then it will be sent to the receiver or the destination. So what is header? A header is a set of octets containing the information about the data being sent. So it is going to have the information about the data that is being sent here. So a header packs the data of the layer before transmission into the next layer. So as I already mentioned, for example, when the data is going to go from application layer to the presentation layer, it is going to add some part of the what is happening in the application. So which protocol is used, right? In the same manner, if the SMTP is used, then the SMTP. If the FTP is used, then the FTP or something like that. If the HTTP is used, then HTTP. In the same manner, while coming to the presentation also, so when the data moves from here to here, you are going to add what type of the encryption is done or what type of the decryption is done. These things should be mentioned, or how the data is compressed. These things will be mentioned. Why it will be mentioned? Because it is very helpful at the receiver side also, so that receiver can very easily decrypt or encrypt the data, or he can access the data. Now, each header field will be having different meaning. Why? Because yes, the function is done at the different layers is different, right? Okay. Now, next one is packet here. So, what do you mean by packet? Now, when the data is sent from the source to destination, you will be sending the data in the network, right? So you will be putting them in the packet, and then you will be sending it. So while coming to the packet size has the limit. So every packet should be of like this much size only. You cannot have more than that. So for example, let us say that my packet size is of 1 MB, and if I'm going to send 100 MB of data, that time what is going to happen? My data, that is 100 MB, will be divided into 1 MB of packet, and 1 packet will be sent from source to destination. Okay. Now while coming to the IPv4, the size limit of the packet is 216 bits there. Okay, 216 bits. So we will also speak about protocol data unit. So what do you mean by protocol data unit here? The unit of data that has been mentioned or that has been specified in the protocol of the given layer. Okay, so the unit of data that has been mentioned in the protocol of the given layer, which is used during the transfer of the particular packet or the particular data or information, that is called as protocol data unit. So it is a unit of data which is mentioned by the protocol of the given layer. So while coming to the PDU, it is in the physical layer, it is in the bit here. While coming to data link, it is frames. While coming to the network, it is packets. Transport layer, you will be having the segment here. And next, that is session, presentation, and the application. you are going to have the text here. Text which will be in the plain format, encrypted format, or the compressed format. Then, as I already mentioned, you will be having the size limit. So, maximum transmission unit will be there, that is MTU. So, MTU will specify what is the largest size of the packets or the data that you can send here. Okay, so that is mentioned in the packets or in the segment. Okay, it is mentioned in the packet or in the segment. That is what is the largest amount of the segment you can send, what is the largest size of the packet you can send, and what is the largest unit of the frames you can send. So that is determined by the your MTU. So what will happen if it is more size? You need not worry, it is going to divide that particular packets. For example, as I already mentioned, if I have to send the 100 MB of data and my packet MTU is of 1 byte, 1 MB, then that 100 MB of information will be divided into 100 1 MB packets, and then they will be sent there. Okay, so how they can be applied, that is connection, internet connection, or how they can be done. You can use star topology, you can use mesh network, you can use bus topology. So you can use the different technologies can be used. While coming to the star network, the number of nodes interacting with the coordinator or the master node there. So while coming to the mesh network will tell about the number of nodes that may interconnect with each other. Okay, so star network will tell about the number of nodes that is going to interact with the coordinator or the master node. While coming to the mesh network, it is going to tell about the nodes that interconnect with each other. Okay, so there is difference there. So endpoint device or the node there. So the endpoint device or a node is a device which provides the connectivity to the coordinator or the router. Okay, it provides the connectivity to the coordinator or the router. So what is coordinator? Now coordinator is a one which connects the number of endpoints, okay, as well as the routers in the star topology, and forwards the data stack from the one attached endpoint to the router to another. That is called as coordinator. So what is coordinator? The one that connects the number of endpoints as well as the routers in the star topology is called as coordinator. Now let us come across the master. What do you mean by master? The one who initiates the pairing with the devices in the star topology network is called as master. Then what is slave? The one that pairs with the master uses the clock signal from the master for synchronization and uses the address assigned to the master at the beginning is called as slave. So what is master? The one who initiates the pairing with the devices is master. So who is slave? The one who pairs with the master and uses the clock of the master for the synchronization purpose, or uses the address of the master at the beginning is called as slave. Now next one is router. So router, master, slave, these are the interconnecting purpose. So what is router? Router is a device or a node which has the capability of storing the paths to each destination. So router is like a physical device which will be having the router table. Okay, so for example, if I'm going to send you the data, then router will clearly know how to send the data, through which network it should go, or through which path it should take for the fast communication. So that is about the router. And also router will also enhance the signal. Then you have the application. So what do you mean by application? Application is a software specific task which while coming to the IoT, it may be like monitoring or controlling street lights or any other application. So application is a software for specific task. Now next one is service. So what is service? You can have the software service where you can have the report generation, chart visualization, these things. Now coming to the process is a software component which process the input and generates the output. Okay, which is going to have the input and it is going to generate the output. While coming to the operating system, it is the system which controls the process, memory for the process and other parameters of the process. Now let us come for the some of the needs here, that is suggested models, conceptual framework, reference models and the architectures of Internet of Things and machine to machine. The first is need of designing a communication framework for connecting the devices for their local area network and provisions for data gathering. So what is the first need? The first need is the communication framework should be able to connect to the devices, and it should also gather the data. That means it should also have the facility to gather the data. That is first need. And what is the second need? It should be need of designing data enrichment, data consolidation and the data transformation framework. Transformation means you want to change one form of the signal to another form, or you want to change the data from one format to another format. That time you can use the data transformation framework. Data enrichment, you are going to remove the redundancy, duplication of the data and those things. So that time you can do the data enrichment. Data consolidation, you are going to consolidate the data. Then there is a need for the gateway components for connecting the devices network with the web or internet. Yes, for the communication between two devices, you should have the internet or the web connection. So there that connection should be there. Then also you should have the application or the application support framework for these services and the application and the processor. So your design should also support the applications and the services. Thank you.